Police officers often crave authority and power, but what happens when they encounter savvy citizens who refuse to overlook their shitty behavior? Here are several cases illustrating what occurs when arrogant cops realize they've been outsmarted by citizens they treated like criminals. A man noticed a cop making illegal turns and pulling people over for no reason, so he decided to confront him about his erratic behavior. However, the cop quickly tried to flip the script and pretended he was pulling over the man instead. He then demanded to see the man's documents, but the man wasn't fooled by such clumsy manipulation attempts and asked the cop to call his supervisor. The cop's response was that they didn't have a supervisor available that day, which sounded pretty ridiculous. The cop even tried to order the man back into his car, but the man wasn't about to listen to him. Instead, the man turned the tables and demanded the cop show his driver's license since he was the one being stopped. The officer, however, retorted that he didn't work for the man. But technically, as a public servant, he did work for the man. And when the man called him out saying he was acting like a tyrant, the cop surprisingly agreed, admitting that he probably was.
Call your egg. Put that away. Look at you.
Have a seat. Don't get out of the car. Cop. Come on, let's go.
I was pulling you up. Get your hands off me.
Let's have a seat.
Get your hands off of me.
Have a seat.
You have no right to violate my rights.
Okay.
You were the one that was violating laws. Don't touch my door. That's my space.
It is, but I want you to sit in it.
This is my private space.
It is. Now sit in it.
You need to call your supervisor.
We don't have it. I'll give you my card. You can call and complain.
Okay, well, I want your chief down here.
Which one?
It all depends who's on right now. Okay, so who's on? That's fine.
I'm the senior officer.
Okay, but you have a CHP over here, right? You have an office? Okay, it's right around the corner. Can you ask your supervisor, please, to come down here?
We don't have one. Not today.
Okay, so who is your supervisor then?
Todd Thibodeau, he's our commander.
Who's your who is that? Supervisor in training, or I mean in office.
We have 3 sergeants. So Jeremy Dobler, Reggie Whitehead, and
I know Whitehead.
Yeah, that's one of my sergeants.
That's one of my officers, friend of mine.
He's a sergeant.
I do. Okay, this is what I do on a regular. I keep you guys accountable.
Okay.
Okay.
You know why I stopped you today?
I know why you stopped me, but do you know why I didn't stop you back there, and why I hollered out? Okay. The reason why I hollered out was because you were illegally doing lane changes. You're pulling people over, and you actually didn't pull me over. I waved you over before I even pulled over.
I need to see your driver's license, registration, and insurance.
You can do the same thing then.
I don't work for you. I'm out here doing the...
You do work for me. Unfortunately, you're paid by our tax dollars.
I am.
And I am here to keep you guys accountable.
Good. Account for me in your car.
I have no problem standing right here.
I do.
I'm no threat to you. You came out of your vehicle with a gun in your hand. I hollered at you back there. You already know what I'm doing.
Well, now
I'm keeping you accountable.
Well, let's start with driver's license, registration, insurance.
I don't have to give you anything. You need to call one of your supervisors.
You want to talk to
Reggie? Do you know about Dooley's versus Hayes?
Don't care.
I know you don't. That's obvious. You're a tyrant.
Probably.
More than likely, yes.
I'll give you the same choice I give everybody else.
How long have you been here? You got 3 stripes on you?
Yeah.
The cop suddenly turned arrogant, asking the man what more he wanted from him. The man had already mentioned he needed a supervisor, but the cop insisted that he could only file a complaint and that a supervisor couldn't come at that moment. The man expressed his desire to file a complaint right then and there, but the cop brushed him off, saying that wasn't possible, and if he wanted to pursue it, he'd have to go to the office. However, the situation escalated when the cop, clearly overwhelmed, ordered the man to turn around and put his hands behind his back. He wanted to arrest the man simply because the man was more knowledgeable about the rules than he was. When the man asked why he was being arrested, the cop switched his wording and claimed he wanted to detain him and put him in handcuffs because the man was supposedly agitated and aggressive, which he said was for his own safety. Feeling trapped in a corner, the cop tried yet again to twist the narrative in his favor, repeating that he was the one who had stopped the man. However, just because a cop says something doesn't make it the truth.
And the power has gone to your head, dude.
Probably. Have a seat.
No, thank you.
Okay, what would you like to do this evening?
Call your supervisor.
Come on back. Let's go.
Call your supervisor.
Yeah, We're gonna come back here.
I'll be right here.
I'm not cranking my phone out when I'm standing on the traffic side. Come on, we'll stand over here. You can film and record all you want.
I'll stand right here.
All right, which one do you want to talk to?
Whoever's on duty right now.
Nobody. Again, I'm the senior officer working today.
Okay, so you're the senior officer.
Yep. Who do you want to talk to? Or you want to come in tomorrow and complain?
That'd be fine too.
Okay, driver's license,
but
registration, and insurance.
I need a complaint form.
We don't do that.
Well, you guys do something.
Yeah, you come into our office and complain.
Do you realize that it's officers like you that give the rest of officers bad
We're all
names?
punks, dude. Get used to it. Driver's license, registration, and insurance. I don't care.
I'm not giving you anything else. I'm silent from here on out. I invoke my Fifth Amendment
Turn
right.
around, put your hands behind
no,
your back.
thank you. Hey, that is.
Don't resist my
do
arrest.
this.
You just resisted
I'm
arrest.
not resisting arrest.
Then give me your stuff or
Do
put your
not
hands behind
do
your back.
this. Do
Turn
not
around.
do this,
Hands
sir.
on the car. You stepped it up, not me.
Sir,
You stepped it up,
I
not me.
moved my hand away from you reaching for me. I didn't touch you.
Okay,
I haven't
this is
touched
a lawful
you.
request. Turn around and place your hands behind your back.
What is the lawful stop?
Expired
The registration?
Yep.
You didn't even notice that until you came back around after I had already hollered
we can go
at
wherever
you.
we'd like to go. If I see a
Call one of
violation,
your supervisors.
let's go back here and do it then. You're going to pull your arm away from me? Let's follow the
Make your
rules.
phone call.
We're going to do it over there.
You're the one who tried to place me under arrest. I have
No, I
video
wanna
of the whole
detain
thing.
you.
Where you? What, I'm sorry.
I want to detain you
For
because
what?
you're agitated and upset.
I'm not upset. I'm perfectly calm. I've leaned against my vehicle several times. You've actually
Don't play
come
the
over
game.
here.
It's
I'm
'cause
not
I'm
playing
supposed
any
to
game.
be.
You're violating my rights.
So let's go driver's license,
Do you know what
registration,
45
insurance.
USC 1983 is?
I don't care.
Okay, what is 18 or 45 USC? You know what? You took
You
an
don't
oath,
care
right?
either because you don't know it.
You took an oath, right?
I did. To defend and uphold the Constitution and support and defend it. anywhere.
Absolutely.
Domestic and,
So what about the Fourth Amendment due process? Not only
Sure.
that,
We can talk about all of that if you like.
and why did you pull me over in the first place? You were going down that road down there at
Yeah.
that light until
You know
I
why?
hollered out, stop breaking the laws.
Stop breaking. Okay. Again, you can call and complain, come in and complain. They'll write me up. If I did all those things and you have the evidence to support it, I'll get written up. Okay? That's how it works.
You're violating laws, though.
Sure.
Laws.
What ones?
Vehicle codes, okay?
Which one?
You're
Name it.
violating
Name
vehicle
one.
codes.
Name one.
I just told you what
Which
you were
one?
doing back there.
Name one.
I'm not going to look it up on my phone. You don't
No,
even
just
want to. You don't even
speeding,
want to pull
unsafe
your phone.
lanes.
You were unsafely switching lanes. You didn't signal on switching lanes. You were speeding well over 15 miles an hour over the speed limit.
What's the speed limit?
30 miles an hour right back there.
Okay. Are
You were
speeding
doing at
on
least 45.
Somebody else?
I know for a fact who I have. It was you.
Okay. Everything we do
I
is
saw
on
your
camera
face
and
before.
tracked. If that's
Cool,
the
where's
case,
the camera at?
it's up right by those red and blue lights.
Perfect. Awesome. Because
Okay.
I'm going to do a FOIA
Come in and
request for
complain.
that as well.
Come on in and complain. They know exactly how fast I'm going at all times. My vehicle's tracked. So if
Okay.
that's the case, they'll write me up. But let's start
Perfect.
from the beginning. I stopped you with those red and blue lights.
You stopped me. Hold on.
Okay.
No, hold on. Let's get the facts
you're
correct.
talking about
Excuse
semantics.
me. Can I speak?
Sure.
In the end, the officer agreed to call his sergeant over the phone. When the sergeant picked up, the man didn't waste any time. He jumped right into explaining how the cop had been misbehaving and was causing trouble in traffic. But the sergeant seemed totally disinterested in what the man had to say. It's really not surprising that cops often come off as tyrants. They tend to stick together, especially when they feel threatened or cornered by citizens. What would you do if you were in this man's shoes? Would you keep pushing the conversation, hoping to find some accountability? Or perhaps you'd take a different approach, considering how unresponsive the sergeant was. It's a tough spot to be in, needing to stand up for your rights while facing an uphill battle against a seemingly indifferent system.
Pull over. Pull over.
And here we
That's
are.
called a citizen's arrest. That's called being
gosh.
pulled over.
Okay. So now here we
This
are.
ain't my first time.
I'm sure it's not. The people whose first time don't talk to us like this.
I
They want to go
understand
on their
that.
merry way with their family. Not sit here
Exactly.
and go
I'm
sit
not
with a
trying
cop.
to sit here and have my rights violated over you
Okay.
breaking laws. And
Are
then
you
you're
on
gonna
parole,
and then
probation,
you're
or
gonna
anything?
come over here about registration.
That's why
now
I
you're
stopped
gonna dig. Dude, you could fish all day. That's fine. I'm not giving you any information.
Okay, what would you like to do tonight? You
Call
tell
your
me.
officer or call your sergeant.
I already
Call-
offered to do that.
Let's
Which
do
one
it.
do you want to talk to?
Who do you have available?
All three of their phone numbers are probably at home. Where
Whitehall's fine.
Reggie Whitehead?
Whitehead, yes.
Okay. What do you want to talk to him about?
About his officers being properly trained
You got
and
it.
being held accountable for their actions.
Let's see if he answers. Hey, Sarge, how you doing?
Awesome, baby. What's up?
Hey, I got a guy here on the side of the road that would like to talk to you. Is that all right?
Hey, Sarge, Chris McDaniel here. I spoke with you probably about 6 months ago about holding officers accountable. And what happened was I was following behind one of your officers just past the park here in Jackson. He was speeding, switching lanes without any kind of turn signals, and took a light without any kind of turn signals. I hollered out the window, stop breaking the laws. Next thing I know, he's right behind me. I signal him to pull over. He flips on his red and whites and then pulls me over. Now he's requiring that I give him identification for a traffic stop that I personally initiated, that I asked him to pull over. Now we're doing this back and forth thing on the side of the road. You already know, I know what I'm talking about. We've already had this conversation before. I'm sure that we are not trying to have a bad interaction here. Your officer tried to place hands on me, 3 different accounts. I do have this on video, and I'm asking him to just leave me alone. He tried to place my hands behind my back. All I did was lift my hands up, including the camera in the other hand, and I have it all on camera. So what I'm asking him for is just to leave me alone. Stop doing this illegal activity and misusing his power. I told him he was acting like a tyrant. He said, yeah, probably. So, Sarge, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want this kind of image for the department. And that's not what I'm trying to do for you either. All I'm doing is keeping your officers held accountable, and he wants to pull me over now, and we're now having a conversation on the side of the road.
So he just wanted to say his piece because he doesn't like what I'm doing. All right, I gave him my card, told him to come in and complain. Have a good night, Sarge.
All right, I will see you guys tomorrow.
A man was just hanging around, filming casually, like we do, when he walked past a police car. Uh-oh. Suddenly, a cop inside burst out like a shot and started shouting at him to back off as far as possible. It seemed like the cop saw this as a chance to flex his muscle and boost his ego, but unfortunately, he picked the wrong guy for his display, a person who knew his rights and the law well and wasn't about to give them up. Unfazed, the man decided to stand his ground and began filming the cop instead. But the cop wasn't having any of it and yelled even louder for the man to get down. Since the man was simply exercising his rights in a public space, the cop's frustration grew with every passing minute. It was clear he wasn't used to someone disregarding his commands like this. The cop's temper flared, to the point where he threatened to arrest the man for not following his orders. Technically, he could have made an arrest, but that wouldn't have made it justified, and the man knew this all too well, so he stayed calm. Just as the cop started to walk away, the man called out, asking about that supervisor. This made the cop turn back dramatically and dive into another heated argument with the man.
Back up from me, sir. I'm not going to tell you again.
You walk right here.
You are standing already right next to me. Back up.
I'm
Otherwise, I am going to place you under arrest.
For what?
Right now?
For what?
Right now, I'm
Yes.
opposing an officer under obstruction of justice. Back up.
How am I opposing you? You're not in
Right
your
now,
physical.
you're in my immediate space. Back
You
up.
got out the car.
Sir, back up.
My name
I'm
is
not
Big
gonna
Nick,
cut-
South Florida Accountability. Call your
Your name
captain.
is, sir.
Call your captain and your sergeant and find out if you're really going to do that or not. That intimidation do not work on me.
I'm not intimidated.
Yes, you are. You're not going to give me unlawful order. You're not in the course of any duty. So I do not have to back up, and I'm not obstructing you. I came up to ask you a simple question. You don't like my question, so now you want to try to intimidate me and threaten me with arrest. You do not threaten me with violence, sir.
I'm not flirting you with that.
Yes, you are. You're talking about arresting me, and I walked up and talked to you, and you was fine with it until you don't like the question. So now you're trying to
So you
intimidate
come
me.
closer to my car, yeah.
I walked up to
That's
your car
arrest.
when you were sitting in your car. You
And
didn't have a problem
and
then.
I told you to back up.
You know you didn't. You didn't do that until you didn't like my question.
I answered your question.
Yeah, so why did I have to back up then after I was still talking to you? Why you didn't tell me that originally?
Sir.
Why you didn't tell me that originally?
What's that?
Why did you back up from your car?
Because you kept on advancing to my car.
Oh, you're such a liar. And it's on camera.
Outstanding.
This is going on YouTube. You're going to look awesome. I make stars out of you people, man. You're going to be another one. Thank you for recording, too, because I will be getting a copy of that.
Anything else I
should
can
have
help
been
you
on.
with, sir?
I didn't ask you for help in the beginning.
Anything else you have a question of?
I didn't ask you for help in the beginning.
Have a good day. Get away from my car, please. Sir, back up, please.
I'm far enough from you, sir.
Sir,
I'm
you are
observing you
3
and your...
feet from my car.
I'm observing
If you would
you.
like to have a seat and observe me.
I don't have to have a seat. That's
You're
not what your
standing
policy
right-
says.
You're not standing
That's
right
not
next
what
to
the
my
law
car.
says. You're not in your official duty. You're not under
I
any...
am under
You don't have
my official
anybody...
duty.
You don't have anybody detained. I'm not stopping you. I'm not presenting a threat to you. So I do not have to back up. I can observe you. Please don't try to make up your own
Sir,
rules.
I'm not.
However, the cop pulled a new trick from up his sleeve, claiming he felt very threatened by the man. When the man questioned why he got out of the car if he felt threatened, the cop insisted that his fear was exactly why he stepped out. He even went on to say he still felt threatened and scared, which made no sense at all. It was obvious to anyone watching that the cop was just trying to play the victim. After all, how could an armed cop feel threatened by a man whose only weapon was a camera? The man had no plans to stop by the cop, he just wanted to walk past, but the cop was the one who exited his vehicle and initiated the confrontation. Yet the cop kept insisting his fear wasn't about any weapon, since the man didn't have one, but claimed the man's demeanor was aggressive. And just because he raised his voice didn't mean he was being aggressive. It was more like a reaction to the cop's unprofessional behavior. The cop tried one last time to intimidate the man, but as soon as the man calmly told him he was free to do whatever he thought was necessary, as he wasn't trying to flee or resist, the cop realized he couldn't scare him. With no other options, the cop climbed back into his car, clearly embarrassed and overwhelmed. He even wished the man a nice rest of the day before driving off. After such an encounter, it wouldn't be surprising if the cop started to rethink his career choices. This moment might just be a turning point, making him question whether he was really cut out for this line of work.
I do this. This is what I do, sir.
Okay, it is unsafe.
It is not unsafe. Why did you get out your car if you feel unsafe? Why did you get out your car?
Because I felt unsafe.
Okay, so now you see I have no weapons.
Okay.
I'm posing no threat to you.
Okay.
So there's no need for you to feel unsafe.
Is there any other reason for you to stand right next to me?
Other than observing you in your official duties?
Okay, you can observe me from over there.
And I can observe you from right here on city property, in the city, in the public.
That's actually the part of the...
This is city property, man. Nobody put that up there but the city. The city put this here. The city put this here. Which means I have access to this property.
I'm not going to allow you to stand that close to me, whether you like it or not.
You can violate me and arrest me for nothing, but you have to pay the consequences for that. Your qualified immunity is going to be on the line.
I am instructing you to get away from me.
That's not a lawful instruction. You can ask me. This is a very safe distance, sir.
That's not for you to decide. That's for me to decide.
No, my safety is important
right now
too.
3 feet away from me.
Right.
I feel very unsafe right now.
Well, you shouldn't feel unsafe.
Coming at me in an aggressive manner.
No, I'm not. I'm talking to you. I have no weapons. I showed you that.
Weapons has nothing to do with it.
Okay, well, I'm standing here with the camera in my hand.
If you'd like to observe me, back up there and observe me all you want.
How far I should that back up?
That pole would be great.
Oh, you sound crazy.
That's over 21 feet.
You sound crazy.
Nice.
You sound crazy.
That would be outside.
I'll be right here. I'm more than 10 feet away from you.
No, you're not, sir. That is not 10 feet.
Lie down and let's measure. How tall are you?
Sir, that is not...
How tall are you?
Back up,
How tall are you?
Sir, I'm telling you.
That's an unlawful order. I don't have to follow that.
Continue to oppose me.
Well, I'm interviewing you right now. Would you like to give me an interview? Would you like to give me an interview?
I will place you under arrest.
Under what charge?
Opposing and obstructing an office.
How am I opposing you?
Look it up. It's in the statute book.
No, but you have to be in the course of doing something.
I am in
No, you're not. You're sitting on a public sidewalk next to a fire hydrant, sucking up taxpayers' money.
Okay.
You're not doing anything.
For someone that doesn't know what he's talking about,
okay.
Or you feel that way.
Well, if you're gonna arrest me, I suggest you get out your handcuffs. I'm not moving.
Have a good day.
Imagine this scenario. Some cops come onto your property and tell you to back off. It sounds extreme, but that's exactly what happened when these cops saw a man on his terrace just watching them. They told him to move away, but the man reminded them it was his property. This seemed to annoy the cops, and without any warrant, they decided to march up the stairs to confront him directly. If they were doing everything by the book, why were they so bothered by a man observing from his own property? Clearly, something isn't adding up here. These officers played the victim card. One of them, apparently a sergeant, claimed he just wanted to ensure his team's safety. But how could a man's mere presence on his own terrace pose a threat? Besides, unlike the lone cop before, these cops were in a group, all armed. What the sergeant claimed didn't really make much sense. Nonetheless, the sergeant decided to escalate things further, but of course, by trying to force the man to go somewhere with him, clearly unaware of or indifferent to the many rules he was breaking by doing so. For starters, he was threatening the man's constitutional rights, the very rights he swore to protect at the start of his career. As tensions rose, the man stood firm, aware of his rights, and unwilling to be intimidated into leaving his own property. This situation highlights a significant breach of trust and duty by the cops, especially this sergeant, who should have been the one to de-escalate and uphold the law rather than trample on the rights he was supposed to defend.
I'm not docile, sir. You can't tell me to step back. I'm not impeding your investigation, sir. This is constitutional protected activity.
Safety issue when you're 3 feet away from us, standing right over the top.
Well, you're approaching me. You are approaching me. I'm stepping back, but you're approaching me.
Yep, you're right, I am.
So there is no threat here. You can't tell me to step back when I'm on my own this is where I live.
This is quasi-public property. You may rent here, and that's fine, okay? But you standing above him and him asking you to step back is perfectly okay also.
Well, not if I'm impeding your investigation. Y'all chose to come here.
Okay.
And if I step 2 steps back, this should be fine, right?
I I mean, we're getting a little safer distance from my other officer down there.
Well, since you're engaging with me, what's your name and badge number?
I'm Sergeant Wagner, 1760.
Sergeant 1760. You, ma'am?
Officer Keckley, 1774.
All right, I'm going to set 2 more steps back. You're approaching me, sir. You need a step. You cannot. Sir, you're using an intimidation tactic. I will file a complaint on you.
That's fine.
No, sir. I am over here. This is where I live. I'm a tenant at this residence, and you're engaging me. Therefore, there is no threat to...
I'm just making sure that my officer down there is safe.
Well, if you're saying safe, then you probably need to get a different job because there is no threat to you. You have a gun, she has a gun, he has a gun, and you can call more people here to have a gun.
And you're 2 feet away from my officer leaning over the top.
Yeah, therefore I am not engaging in any way that is threatening to your officer. There will be a complaint against you, sir.
Okay. You want to go pick up your cigarette butts so I don't have to write you a ticket for littering?
There is no littering here, sir. This is not a public space. This is private property.
Public.
But if I go pick it up, then I am approaching one of your officers, and that's going to be a
We'll go down
potential.
that way. I'll accompany you down that way to pick it up. Give you a fair opportunity. Not give a citation today. You're not free to go back in there. Stop.
Okay. I'll go get it. You're going to escort me?
I'm telling you, I'm going to follow you that way if you'd like to pick it up and not receive a citation today for littering. I'll give you that fair opportunity.
All right, let's go do it.
Let's do it.
All right. This way?
Yeah.
All right, so just to ensure your safety for your officer, go ahead and lead the way, Sergeant.
You got it.
You're impeding an investigation. You're impeding a constitutional protected act, sir. I have not done anything to threaten you. That's it right there.
These cops practically dragged the man out of his apartment and over to the police car, probably hoping to intimidate him into feeling scared. One of them, their sergeant, demanded the man's ID. Initially, the man resisted handing it over, but the sergeant threatened to arrest him if he didn't comply. Reluctantly, the man agreed, but mentioned he needed to go back to his apartment to fetch his ID. However, the cop insisted he could just verbally provide his information instead. After the man gave his details, the cop began checking if there were any warrants out for him and used that as an excuse to not let him return to his apartment. In desperation, the man tried to shout for his wife from the apartment, but the cops told him he shouldn't disturb the neighborhood's peace. Ironic, considering they were the ones who had disrupted his peace in the first place.
Do you have an ID on you by chance?
No, sir, there is no crime committed.
Well, there just was, so I do need your name and information.
You need to give me an ultimatum to threaten me for an arrest to provide a ID, sir.
I'm telling you, you have to identify yourself.
Is it going to result in an arrest if I don't?
Yeah.
Okay, then okay, I need to go to my apartment. She can help, and I can actually provide that for you, sir.
You just verbally provide it to me.
Verbally provide it to you?
You don't need to go into your apartment for any reason.
Yes, sir. And your name is again? Sergeant
Wagner, 1760.
Sergeant Wagner, 1760?
Yep.
All right, my name is Rocky Yoheim.
Oheim?
Yochheim. And this ain't too much. You're acting like a tyrant.
Rocky?
Yes, sir, tyrant. Sergeant Tyrant.
Just like it sounds?
Yes, sir. Yochheim. Officer Tyrant. You have no business putting your hands on me. You have physically assaulted me, and there will be a complaint against you, sir.
Okay.
That is no way to conduct formal business by a law enforcement officer. That is by a Fourth Amendment. That is a Fourth Amendment violation, and by Section 18-242, you have now committed.
What's your date of birth, Rocky?
March 5th, 1989, sir.
Thank you.
Am I free to go?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Nope.
Why is that? Because why?
I could write you a citation for littering. I'm still debating whether that's going to happen.
But that is no litigations for me to even actually hold me against my will. This is over. Your reasonable article of suspicion is now over. I have picked up what you have requested of me to prevent from littering, and therefore this is over. And I gave you my information.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see what the amendment says.
All right.
So what you're going to do now? What's next on the plate?
I'm going to check you for one warrants, and we'll go from there.
I have no warrants, sir. I have 2 officers right here that has decided to conduct an investigation that is beyond the means, and they are interpreting the own laws to fabricate it to where it's a fictional investigation. Brandy!
The man had his camera with him and informed the cops that he planned to sue them all, and honestly, he really should. In response, the sergeant nonchalantly claimed he was also recording the incident, as if that would scare the man off. The man then demanded to identify all the cops involved, but most of them pretended they had already given their names, which was clearly not true. And what's the big deal if you give it again? Are you that much of a child that you won't repeat your name again? In the end, the cops had no choice but to let the man go about his business, and they moved on to continue their work, probably heading off to their next encounter. It seems like this kind of disruption might just be a regular part of what these cops do.
You don't need to disturb the peace of your neighborhood.
Well, you are disturbing the peace right now with someone who has no idea why he's being stopped right now. This is over. I can go back in my apartment, and that'll be the end of it. You have decided not to, and that.
You picked it up doesn't make me
Terry versus Ohio, sir. Come on now.
Has nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah. Well, now you have decided to play word games with me. I said Officer Tyrant, he is triggered, and now he's just holding me against my will. I have actually done what his request is, and now he is making sure that I have no warrants. There is no reason for you to have this business with me, sir, and there is no reason why you have this ordeal with me, and you should know better too. If you went to the police academy, they will taught you amendment rights. You have violated my Fourth Amendment right by providing
Have you been
information.
to the police academy?
I actually have someone in there right now that's actually have a degree in law.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Very cool.
And you better hope that this impedes my rights as a citizen. I have rights. You had no reason to think that I was able to commit a crime and in the guise of officer safety.
Okay.
So if you tell me to go back in my apartment, I'm going to go back in there. But there will be a complaint against you now since I got in recording.
That is perfectly fine. I'm recording as well, sir. So you can go back into your apartment. You can't litter on private property or public property, right? So I appreciate you picking that up tonight. Giving you a verbal warning to not do so again. Okay? I appreciate you stepping back from the traffic stop. That's all it was. It doesn't have to be what you're making.
Yeah, but you made it seem like I was impeding your investigation. I stepped back several times, and then you insist that I was committing a crime. Therefore, you're out of your bounds of the constitutional amendment number 4 of seizures. And
anything else I can do for you, Rocky?
You will have a complaint against you, and therefore, you too, man. What's your?
I already gave it to you. Watch
no.
the recording.
What's your office? What's your name and badge number? Thank you. There will be a complaint against you. You'll have a great night, officers. And one more important thing. I understand it's bullshit, but please be safe of the wahoos out there. You'll have a great night.
When some cops saw a man filming a public garage, they decided to step in and tell him he couldn't film there. They claimed he was on private property, which wasn't true, and the man wasn't about to let that slide. He boldly told them they had no authority over him and that he'd prove it to them right then and there. This really got under their skin, and they told him to leave immediately. However, the man wasn't going anywhere. It turns out he used to be a cop himself and now works as a freelance journalist gathering material for a story. This was probably the last thing the cops expected. Despite this, one of the cops tried to persist with the claim that the area, being state property, was somehow private. But this actually meant the opposite. It was public property funded by us, the taxpayers.
My battery kind of low, so I ain't gonna be able to record for too long, but I had a few minutes. I had gotten some emails.
Not a lot of people recording.
What's your name and badge number, bro? You don't even know who I am, bro, do you? What's your name and badge number, man? Hey, this is public property, bro. This is public property. Hey, I'm an investigative journalist. Be very careful, bro. Okay? I can record anywhere on this property. It's public. I can record anywhere on this. This is public property. It's not private. So I have a right as a civil citizen to record anywhere in public. This is a First Amendment constitutionally protected activity, and you cannot turn it into a crime.
That's a private property.
No, it's not a crime. You can't turn it into a crime, bro. You wasting your time with me, bro.
That's private property.
No, it's not. This is public. Hey, bro, do I really need to educate you? You really want me to educate you right now? You don't know who you're fooling with. I got a degree, bro. Listen, this is public property, bro.
Are you gonna leave or no?
No, I'm not leaving. You might as well call the police. You might as well call the police department, bro. Yep, might as well call PD. Because I'm not going nowhere. Hey, I'm an investigative journalist, and I'm gathering content for a story on the Rockford station. You don't, what government agency gives out press passes, bro? I'm press. I'm press. Hey, don't delete that. Don't delete that, because if you delete it, that's a crime. Okay? Because I'm gonna FOIA the body cam footage from that phone, bro. No. Not when you're on duty.
The man seizing the moment began to provoke the cops further, telling them they were about to become famous on YouTube and that everyone would see how they acted. The smartest move for the cops at this point would have been to realize their mistake, apologize, and walk away. But their pride was hurt, and they just couldn't let it go. And here we are today. And really, there's nothing worse than cops with bruised egos. They lingered around, unwilling to admit they were wrong, which only made the situation more tense and awkward. The man kept filming, ready to capture every moment, knowing well that this could be an important part of his story.
Not when you're on duty. Hey, I got a degree in this, bro. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. I'm an investigative journalist. This is public property. It's publicly funded. You know what? You want me to take you inside and show you? You know those big old gold plaques that's on the end of that building down there? It says this building is federally funded. Hey, this is, whether it's city, state, or government, it's public property, bro. Hey, it's public property. I don't care about that. That doesn't trump the Constitution. That doesn't trump the Constitution. Hey, my First Amendment right gives me the right to record you and this property with no problem. If you think I'm wrong, call PD. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I care about the Constitution. I care about the laws of the Constitution. It's a First Amendment constitutionally protected activity for me to record in public. So I'm in public, so I'm going to record. This is public. No, this is public. This is public, bro. You about to get educated today, my brother. You about to get educated. This is public property. You think I got a degree for nothing? You think I got a degree for nothing, bro?
You never finish the
Man, you wasting your time with me, bro. You wasting your time. Hey, I have a big passion for the Constitution. I'm not about to let you infringe upon my rights today, bro. I am not about to let you do it. You are nobody. You are a security officer, okay? I was in charge of 100 officers as a security supervisor. I know exactly what your responsibilities are to report. I'm not going nowhere, and you're not making me leave this property. Watch and see if I stay right here. I'm gonna record the whole. I can stand here and record the whole time this place is open. Oh yes, I can. All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. You're gonna see. You about to go viral, pal. For real. You don't even know your job. That's what's sad. I was in law enforcement for 15 years. You don't even know your job, bro.
No, you're right. You say I'm journalist. No, you say I'm in law enforcement.
I am. I used to be. Hey, you know what? I ain't got to explain nothing to you anyway, because you ain't nobody.
These cops, driven more and more by their egos, began to pay so much attention to the man that it likely made him uncomfortable. They completely ignored the rule that they should maintain a distance of at least 6 feet from citizens to avoid making them feel threatened by armed officers. Instead, they kept circling around him, probably hoping he'd get scared and run off. One of them even tried to reset his body camera, probably realizing that he and his colleagues had gone too far. However, the man noticed this and told the cop to go ahead, warning him that he'd request the public records and then sue their because the crucial footage was missing. Another cop wrongly believed that a man has no right to film cops without their permission. But the man did have permission, granted by the Constitution itself.
You walking around with that gun and badge thinking you something big, you ain't nobody, bro. That gun and badge don't scare me. You don't scare me, Metro. You don't scare me.
For the job.
Oh, I've done it 15 years. I was in charge of 100 officers. So I know your responsibilities. I know your responsibility. And I had a flawless record. And I was an FR agent too for 15 years. So guess what? Guess what? You know what? You ain't about to kick me off of this property. I know that. I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to record anything that I can see with my eyes from public. Exactly. Including you. I have a right to record you. Oh, yes, I do. You got it all wrong, bro. Hey, you call them Rockford PD and tell them to come on over here because they're going to tell you that they know who I am too. They're going to tell you the same thing. So you wasting your time, bro. You about to go viral. I will make you, hey, bro, you fool around and I'm not going to let you violate my rights, bro. And I'm not going to let you do anything to me. You try to put your, hey, I'm just trying to let you know, stay cordial.
Why you are violent?
Stay, hey, you're all like that. You're tyrants.
Why?
You're a tyrant, bro. I see it in you. I see it in you. I'm not for the tyrants.
The government help people.
I don't care.
Offer you jobs.
What do you mean? I don't need no government to offer me no job. I'm already employed. I got my own business, bro. I'm already employed. I don't need to be. I don't need the government.
Amazon, they had it.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. You really. I'm really disappointed.
They don't care if you have bad
Hey,
stuff.
I'm really disappointed in law enforcement lately, especially tyrants like you.
They're gonna give you nice shit.
Especially tyrants like you.
They're gonna give you nice shit.
You know what? You're supposed to be out here. You took an oath to protect the Constitution in your duty, in your job, and you're not doing that right now. You're trying to violate my First Amendment right, and I'm not going to let you do it. I will sue you. I will take you to court, and I will sue you, bro. I will sue you for violating my rights, and there's no qualified immunity in that. Okay? I'm just trying to tell you. You're wasting your time fooling with me.
They give you link.
Hey, I don't care what the government do. They should do it. It's tax dollars. They should be doing it. Okay? No, you know what I'm grateful for? Law enforcement out here following the laws of the Constitution and not disrespecting people's rights. Not disrespecting people's rights.
You should be grateful you're born in the U.S.
No, what do you mean? Should be glad. Man, what are you talking about? Are you trying to assault my country? Where do you think I'm from, bro? I'm from the U.S. I was born in the U.S.
As the situation escalated, these cops couldn't handle being outsmarted by just one man. They started to become more aggressive, and eventually, one of the cops broke in and arrested the man. Great. Now that cop should be sued for battery and might even lose his qualified immunity for escalating the situation rather than de-escalating it. In fact, he shouldn't have even approached the man in the first place. This whole ordeal highlights a severe lapse in judgment and professionalism. It was clear from the start that the man was well within his rights, yet the cops allowed their bruised egos to dictate their actions, leading to a situation that could have been easily avoided.
What are you trying to insult my... What do you mean, go back to my country? What country do you think I'm from, bro?
You have to fight for this.
What country do you think I'm from?
Your money. You have to fight for this.
What country do you think I'm from? You said go. You said I should be happy that the government allows me to stay in the U.S. Man, you sound like a fool. You sound like an idiot. What the? Man, you know how old I am, bro? I've been around here 60 years, bro. What are you talking about? You know what's sad? You don't know your job. That's what's sad. You got that gun and badge on and do not know what your job is. You walk around here. Hey, I was asked. Hey, whether you know it or not, I'm gonna let you know what's going on right now. I am a First Amendment auditor. I'm a part of the First Amendment strike team. So I was told to come here by the people. The people sent me here saying that you guys were down here kicking people out of this building, kicking people out of this building and off this property, and it's public property. It's not private. Walk of shame. Walk of shame. Walk of shame. Take the walk of shame, bro. You messing with the wrong person. You're wasting your time, bro. Did you call PD yet? Because a Rockford Police Department know me. They know who I am. So I'm not about to let y'all infringe up on my rights today. I guarantee you that. I'm going to stand here and record as long as I can record because it's a First Amendment constitutionally protected activity and there's nothing you can do about it, bro. You can't turn it into it. That's why he walked away. That's why he walked away. Because he already know. You don't want to fool me. You can't be kicking people off of no public property, bro.
So you refuse to leave?
Yeah, I refuse to leave. Exactly. No, you can't detain me, man. Get the out of here, bro. You ain't about to detain me on no public property. I ain't got no, you better call PD. You're out of your jurisdiction. You better call PD. That's what you better call. I don't care what you do, bro. You do what you do. Don't put your hands on me. I know that. You put your hands on me, it's a lawsuit. Okay? I'm on public property. I'm not doing nothing, not committing no crimes. No, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere, bro. Okay. And don't touch it. Hey, man. Hey, man, get your hands. Hey, get.
Have you ever noticed how cops often don't like seeing people with cameras filming around and exercising their constitutional rights? It seems they're aware that these citizens know their rights well, which doesn't leave much room for the cops to bend the rules with made-up laws. Take these cops, for instance. They spotted a guy doing a First Amendment audit in front of the police station and approached him to say how suspicious they thought it was that he was filming their police cars. Sure, It might not be a common sight, but it certainly wasn't illegal. Despite this, the cops considered it suspicious, though their personal opinions are much like everyone's got one, no one wants to hear it. After all, they're supposed to enforce laws, not their feelings, right? However, one cop took it a step further by linking the man's filming to mass shootings and terrorism, which, come on dude, that's stretching it too far. This man, however, wasn't too concerned with what the cops had to say. What mattered to him was his constitutional right to film in public spaces, and there wasn't any law preventing him from doing just that. His focus remained on the fact that he was well within his rights, which gave him the confidence to keep filming despite the pressure.
I was narrating, that's what I'm doing. That's it. I do this for a living. I have a YouTube channel. I go to anywhere where we pay you guys. We pay to have this running. All these guys. Okay.
After what's going on with the recent shootings and people being agitated,
so
you have.
So I look like a threat to you. I look like a threat to you. I have a camera. I have no ill will. I'm telling you.
Precinct, which I know your cameras recorded. The former precinct, someone came in and shot up the place.
I just explained to her I got 4 cops that's in my family.
Okay.
I had 2 that died at 9/11.
Okay.
So I don't hate you cops. I don't hate cops. I dislike the way you guys are aggressive to the public. Yeah, but when you notice that somebody is not doing anything wrong, why would you just watch them and see, okay, if this guy does something, then I'll react. That's it.
I watched from the corner. When people hear I asked why you're recording our cars. He said, I'm recording the presentation.
Actually, I didn't say that. I said I was recording the flag. I was recording the flag. What I do is I document everything. Everything I document. There's no law that says I'm not allowed to film you. Yeah, you can do it. Am I being detained? Am I free to go? Because, well, you say you're going to call somebody, so that means that you're going to call somebody and somebody else is going to come? I'm just asking a question, sir. Yeah, you can. And I have a lawyer also. I have one of the best lawyers in New York State. I don't like to file lawsuits. I don't say anything to anybody. When I do my audits, I don't say anything to nobody. The moment that somebody approaches me and engages me, then they become the story. Because I don't talk to anybody. Because I don't want to get charged for disorderly conduct. I know how you guys like to, you like to.
We have security.
But once I told you what I was doing.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so you don't believe me. Okay, so.
Someone can say that they're filming a documentary and then pull a gun out.
Wow, that's.
So I have to make
wow.
our precinct.
Wow. You guys turned something so small into something so big. So it's not my First Amendment right?
It's not like I'm making something bigger than it is. I'm making sure that the cops here are safe.
But so it's not my First Amendment right, something that you took an oath to? Freedom of the press?
One of the cops, a female officer, claimed that the man needed a permit to film and take pictures in front of the police station. Yet again, this shows that some cops aren't fully up to speed with basic principles, like the fact that people don't need permission to film in public places because constitutional law grants them freedom of the press. The man took the opportunity to explain to these cops that he runs a YouTube channel focused on how officers treat people filming in public. He argued that they should respect his right to film and not even approach him unless necessary. However, another cop chimed in, suggesting that while the man could film outside, he shouldn't go inside the station. But that's not quite right either. The lobby of the police station is considered a public space, and the man had every right to be there and record anything he wanted. Nonetheless, the female officer insisted that he would be arrested for trespassing if he tried, citing their internal policy. But, ma'am, since when does a policy trump the law? When these arrogant cops realized they were outsmarted by a citizen whom they treated almost like a criminal, they retreated to the safety of their police station. This should serve as a reminder to all of us. The next time you encounter cops like these, never let them infringe on your civil rights. The more people stand up like this man, the fewer cops there will be acting like tyrants.
You just have to have a permit for it. In the United States of America, we have freedom of the press. That's what we have.
Okay, but when you're filming and you're becoming agitated with me.
Of course, because the way you approached me, you was all the way over there, right? You can't. I can understand you asking me.
This is what I'm protecting. This entire precinct station house.
Okay, so what do we?
I'm protecting.
Okay, so
that's my job. That is my job.
And this is my job. What I'm doing, I'm just filming. That's all I'm doing. I would have been gone. I walked around here. I would have walked. That's all.
You understand that we have people who want to shoot cops? This is how we have to treat every single person that we
you guys kill innocent people every day. You guys kill and arrest innocent people every day. So I don't know. Like I said, I have law enforcement in my family. I have a cousin out of Boston who's a sergeant. So they see my videos. You know, to be honest with you, I got a sergeant out of Staten Island, right? I have a sergeant out of Staten Island who subscribes to my channel. So I have like 6,000 people who watch my channel. Well, because I answered your questions, and you just kept on asking, so I would have left about 10 minutes ago, but then, I mean, like I said, I did other departments, and it was similar like this, but I had a few other ones. Well, let me just, okay, but all you guys are the same, though. You guys follow the same. You guys have the same memo in the department that you guys don't want the public to record inside. Every department in New York State. That's not illegal. That's a policy. Is it law? Okay, show me the law.
Listen, I just spoke to legal, right? You keep doing what you want to do, which is right. You come inside the facility's information and sign it.
No, I know you haven't. That's why I explained to her. On all the departments.
You just said that. Show me the slip.
Show me that. No, she said a law. That's a policy. Policy and law is two different things.
You get arrested.
Of course, because you guys got policy that you guys put in there. Why you guys keep the public out from? I'm not even in the street. I'm right here. Well, so if a car was coming here and hit me.
From the cops who mistakenly thought filming in front of the police station was off limits, we moved to a cop who lost his cool because a man was filming inside his police car. Of course, the man was doing this from the sidewalk, fully aware that he had the right to record anything in plain view. However, this cop didn't take it well. He jumped out of his car and started threatening the man, telling him he shouldn't be doing that. It seems he had quickly forgotten what the First Amendment entails. But the man wasn't fazed. He told the cop he should start getting used to the idea of a walk of shame because he wasn't planning to stop filming anytime soon. This drove the cop even crazier, and he started making excuses about having some kind of private information in the car. Well, that wasn't the man's problem. That's none of our problem. It's yours, sir. It's the cop's responsibility to keep private anything that shouldn't be seen by the public. Despite this, the cops warned that if the man filmed inside the police car again, he would be arrested.
Of course I can. It's public. Of course it is. It's public. It's not against the law. You have to create privacy. See you later, buddy. Mind your business, I'll mind mine. Okay, go back to your job. You have to create privacy. There's no thing. You can't trespass my eyes. It is okay. That's why you're taking that walk. Enjoy that walk. It's called the walk of shame. Keep doing it all day as long as I'm in town. See you never. That's how that works. No, he doesn't. He's not even aware of the law. He thinks you can't record inside of his vehicle and stuff. I'm narrating to my audience. Shh, 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 shh. Stop interrupting me. I'm talking to my audience.
You clearly know the law, correct? Of course. You know that you can't be recording.
Of course I can.
Okay, you can.
I can. It's you might not like it, but it's legal.
You clearly know the law. So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you don't know the law by giving you a warning. Okay?
It's not a warning. It's legal. I do this all over the country. Name the law. Name the law.
Here's the deal. You do that again, we'll be placing
Name the law.
You understand what I'm saying?
Name the law.
I just told you.
Name the law. Why don't you give me a supervisor?
For a cop who was quick to make threats, this one didn't even know the specific law he claimed the man was breaking. He seemed ready to arrest the man over a non-existent law. The cop appeared lost, almost as if he wished he could disappear somewhere out of sight. However, the man wasn't about to let it go and kept following the cop, pressing him to specify exactly what law he was supposedly violating. Just then, a female colleague stepped in to help the flustered cop, but instead of clarifying things, she told the man that she couldn't answer his question. Now, what role is she playing here? His lawyer? What is this? It was odd because nobody had even spoken to her directly. This situation highlights a troubling disconnect. A law enforcement officer not only unsure of the legal grounds for his actions, but also relying on a colleague who seemed equally unhelpful. The man persistent to his inquiry underscored a critical point about accountability and the necessity for police to be informed and clear about the laws they're supposed to enforce.
Name the law.
You want my supervisor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Name the law. What can you tell me what law it is? I mean, in reference to the Sunshine Act, you're talking about any radio transmission. You guys have to protect people's private information. That's why California stopped using a lot of the radio traffic. But there's no expectation of privacy in public. I can film anything on that screen whenever I want. Facts. So I can film in his vehicle, but not yours, because you have private information that you fail to protect. There is no law saying I can't film that vehicle. No idea what you're talking about, buddy. Can you tell me the law, man?
No, he can't tell you.
Hold on. Is it a California penal code? Is it case law? Is it precedence? What is it that you're referring to, man? I'm willing to go over jail over not breaking the law.
Which California penal code is that? It's not. I'm just telling you. Okay, so is my attorney incorrect then? Yes, sir. Because I contacted an attorney here locally. Now this is covered by the SJC.
We're not gonna have this conversation.
Is this a new law?
We're not gonna have this conversation.
Well, we are, because you're telling me you can arrest me for something that doesn't exist. And I'd love for you to try. I'm willing to take that ride. You have,
Hey, have a good day.
hey, God bless the blue. Back the blue.
This man found himself right in the thick of it when cops pulled over some folks for having narcotics. With a bit of bravery and a belief in his First Amendment rights, he started recording the entire scene. One of the cops noticed and approached him, showing a keen interest in his video. The man asked the cop for his name and badge number. Surprisingly, the cop was cooperative at first, even offering to fetch his business card. He went as far as asking if the man needed business cards from the other officers too, but the man said one was enough. Now, if you think this cop was being super professional, hold on, things took a turn. After retrieving the card, the cop came back and out of nowhere demanded the man's personal info, claiming it was crucial since he witnessed the alleged crime. This reasoning was a stretch. If that were true, then by that logic, they'd need to detain and ID every passerby since the bust went down in broad daylight in the downtown area where anyone could see.
Sergeant's here, he said he'd be over here talking to you in just a little bit, okay? What's up? Our sergeant, he's going to be over here talking to you in just a little bit. He's here, he's actually...
All right, you got a business card or anything?
A business card?
Yeah.
Not on me. I can get you one out of my car in a little bit.
All right, cool.
You need my name, badge number? What do you need?
Yeah, that's what I was that's what I was going to need, but I can't hear over the highway noise.
Okay, so you need all of our badge numbers, or
just yours? And I guess if the supervisor needs to speak with me, I'll talk to him.
Oh, he doesn't need to speak to you. I thought you wanted to speak to him.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
I mean, if you don't need to speak to him, then I'll tell him not to waste his time.
No, he's already here, so I'm not going to waste his time. We already over here, so I'll talk to him briefly.
Okay. And like I said, he'll be more than happy to give you anybody's name or badge number that's here.
Okay.
And if you need business cards or anything like that, you give us a little bit, we'll be able to get some business cards too if you'd like.
No, just yours, that's it.
Okay. I can get you one.
Okay.
All right, hang tight for me. Do you have your information? Your driver's license?
What's that?
Do you have your driver's license or name, date, birth?
For what?
Because now you're a witness to this crime that we're doing.
What crime is that?
The crime that we got these people in the back of these cars for.
I don't know what crime they committed.
You don't have to know.
But how do I know what they did, though? I don't know what they did.
Okay, they broke the law. They're in possession of narcotics. That's why they're in the back of our cars.
Okay, now you're telling me that. Okay.
Yeah. So, do you have your name and date of birth?
No.
Or a driver's license?
No.
So you're going to refuse to be listed as a witness since you sat here and videotaped the entire scene?
If you need a copy of the video, I can give you a copy of the video.
Well, yeah, but we're also going to need to identify you in our report that you were here videoing, so when we come to get a copy of that video, we can get that.
All right, let me talk to your supervisor.
He said that he won't want to give us his name or date of birth until he talks to our supervisor. So.
And you're probably going to end up going to jail because right now you're witnessing a crime.
Well, I asked to talk to a supervisor. He's here, so why can't I speak with him?
Because you're refusing to give your information, you'll be going to jail for failure to identify as you're a witness to a crime.
So I need to give you my ID to speak to your supervisor? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Okay, I need to speak to your supervisor.
Why do you need to speak to the supervisor?
Because I requested to speak to him.
What warrants that?
Not satisfied, the man asked to speak with the supervisor. But the cop threw another curveball, asking why he needed to talk to the supervisor. As if that weren't enough, he came up with a bizarre new rule on the spot, saying that the supervisor doesn't chat with anonymous folks, so the man had to identify himself first. And it didn't stop there. The cop then claimed the man was on private property and even tried to accuse him of trespassing. It seemed like the cop was just piling on excuses, probably hoping to find something that would intimidate the man or make him back down.
Because I requested to speak to him and he's here.
Okay. So what's your point?
He's here, I need to speak with him.
You've got no part of the scene, right? But you want to speak to our supervisor.
You can speak to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll be in handcuffs and it'll be at the jail. Is that what you want to do?
I need to speak to your supervisor.
Is that what you want to do?
I need to speak to your supervisor.
What aren't you understanding? You put yourself in this situation right here. You see that? You're on private property
Private
right now.
or public?
You're on private property right now.
Okay, what does that do with anything?
Do you have permission to be here?
Did the owner trespass me?
Well, this guy...
He doesn't want you here.
This guy actually did call and tell us he wanted you to leave.
That guy right there?
Yeah. So...
What's his name?
So what's your point?
What's the guy's name that don't want me here?
So do you want to identify yourself so we can list you as a witness to this crime, or...?
I'm just asking a simple question. The guy that you just talked to, he doesn't want me here.
Yes.
So is he trespassing?
Would you like for me to go ask him to tell you to leave himself?
Do you already have that notice?
Yes, he told us when he came over here and gave me his business.
Then why
card.
do you have to go ask him then?
If you would like for him to tell you himself.
He can tell me whatever he needs to do.
If
he needs to tell me to leave, I'll leave. Simple as that. He needs to give me a warning before you can trespass me.
Well, now until you identify yourself, now you're forced to not leave.
All right, I need to speak to your supervisor.
Okay.
What's your name and badge number?
Don't worry about it. You'll get it in a minute.
What's up, Buck? You guys got the same nameplates?
Yeah, Deputy Chelly, 315.
You like that? You got
Same
you got the same nameplates?
Yeah.
Same person or?
Yeah, we're the same person.
We're all one.
He's the same person as me. There's obviously two of us standing here, but we're the same people.
All right, must be twins or something.
Yep.
There we are.
Could be. So why'd you come over here?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions?
I don't.
So you just like coming and getting in the middle of crime scenes and filming them?
As time ticked on, all the cops circled around the man, probably thinking their numbers would make him feel small. One cop stepped up, asking what he was doing there, but the man stood his ground about respecting citizens' constitutional rights and chose not to answer their questions. This really bruised the cops' egos, and they started treating him more like a suspect, completely ignoring that staying silent was his right under the Fifth Amendment. When the sergeant arrived, he seemed more open to listening. The man explained he was a journalist who was just working on a story and hoping to film inside a police car. He firmly stated his right to record anything he could see in public. Surprisingly, the sergeant got it and told the man he could carry on with his day.
Are
you here to do business?
I could.
On a property?
I could.
Okay, you want to come in and look at something then?
Yeah, sure. As soon as I'm done here, I can go in and get some information.
Okay. What are you looking for?
What's that?
What are you looking for?
Prices and everything like that.
Okay.
Hold on, man.
How's it going? Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you mind if I go on your property and talk to him, or?
No, he's on his property.
Can hang out here?
He can hang out if
Oh,
he
no, no,
wants.
I was-
You can hang out, he can hang out.
No, I was asking if we can go over there because of the road noise. I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, well, we're leaving here in a minute anyway.
Okay.
So what's up?
All right, so before I leave here, I just have to get his badge number and his or his business card, whatever the case may be.
It's Deputy Cameron Chelly, 315 is my badge number.
Okay. All right, so my only problem is I was just here. Y'all can step over here. I don't want y'all to get hit. So I can get your business card.
Yeah.
But this is what I do. I film what public officials do on public property. I'm a journalist. I gather content for stories.
That's good.
But this officer here was telling me that I had to move back over there. I couldn't stand over there. And I was asking him why. He told me that I wasn't allowed to film inside the vehicle here. But
I mean, that's their privacy too. We got to get their consent to go in, so it makes it any different for you.
Well, that's to go in.
Yeah.
But I'm not going in. I'm just observing. That's kind of like equivalent to this is his property, but I can't film it because it's on his property.
Okay.
You know, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, and it's not against the law.
Okay.
So he needs to get educated on that because that's clearly not the case. Okay? Now, am I currently being detained here, or am I free to go?
You're free to go, man. I'm here. I came all the way from Kind of Lake to
We
talk
need to
you.
identify him now.
Okay. You need to identify me?
Yes, sir, I do.
For?
Because you're a witness to a crime and you sat here and recorded the whole crime.
I don't know what crime was committed.
I told you.
You told me, but I
told you
didn't
that.
know. I didn't know
Two
beforehand.
individuals are under arrest for possession of narcotics.
I didn't see y'all
And then
pulling
you said
narcotics out the car.
that you still wouldn't identify yourself until you spoke to our sergeant. Now you spoke to the sergeant, so I need to get your name and date of birth. So
I can give you a copy of the vehicle. I'll give you a copy of the video.
I don't need a copy.
However, that first cop who had been on his case from the start wasn't ready to drop it. He came back at the man, insisting now that he was a crucial witness. But why? They had already made their arrests. None of it added up. This cop demanded the man's name and date of birth, refusing to let him leave. Maybe he thought he was flexing his authority, showing off his power, but all he did was paint a bad picture of his whole department. When arrogant cops realize they're outsmarted by citizens whom they treat like criminals, it looks something like this. It's rather weird, really. Even after deciding the man hadn't done anything wrong, this cop still felt entitled to detain him yet again. His actions were more about asserting control than upholding the law, and in the end, it just showed how out of line he really was. Take a walk, cop.
I can give you a business
I need
card.
your identifying information so I can list
You
you in
need
the
your
report
ID and
as a
info.
witness.
Yeah. You're a witness.
Because right now you're failing to ID as a witness to a crime.
What crime?
Hey, what's your first name, man? I know what. What's your first name, sir?
I'll give you my first name. It's Philip.
Philip.
Yes, I'll give you that.
Best case scenario, that female and that male says that we did something against the law. And 8 cops against one person, right? So you know who I would want? I would want the guy who's not even involved in this to be my witness. That's how it works.
Like I said, this is what I do.
No, that's how it works. That's what we're trying to explain to you.
So they need me as a witness?
You're part of any type of information that anybody comes in. We're gonna have to ID him because he's in our cameras now. Yeah, everybody. That's how it works nowadays.
See, and I already got his business card. He already identified himself.
So he gave his name and date of birth and all that stuff?
I've got it all right.
I said I can go get a business card too. I said that.
Well, that's fine, but here's the thing. You can't leave until we identify you. He walked up and had it ready. So you can give us your name and date of birth, and then you can walk off all you want. But the thing is we got to identify everybody now that's a witness to this. He came up. He's in the video of our camera, so now he's identified as a witness.
So is he going to be subpoenaed? He's going to be sent to court?
He can be. Yeah.
He can be, just like you can be.
Okay.
So it's up to the attorneys if they want to subpoena anybody. But you got to understand that all these cars have cameras on them, and they see you standing here, and they're going to be like, well, who's this guy? Did he have anything to do with the scene? Well, why didn't you identify him? So that's what I'm trying to get at.
Where'd you come from?
That's not relevant.
It's not relevant?
No, it's not.
So you just...
How do we know you didn't get out of this vehicle? Go behind and you're with them and you walked over.
Did you just really ask me that?
Did I seriously just ask you that?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, it actually is a serious question. Why would you randomly walk up to this and then fail to identify yourself?
I already told your supervisor what I do. I'm a journalist.
I really don't care what you do. It doesn't matter. So,
you have a question?
No, I'm just waiting on this business card and I'm out of here. That's it.
I gave you my name and badge number.
I asked for a business card. You said you were
I told you I don't have it.
We all don't have any, man.
Okay, what's your name and badge number?
My name is Cameron Shelley and my badge number is 315.
Okay, thank you. All right, now, like I said, I already told you, I'm a journalist. I gather content for stories. That's it.
We have no problem with that, man. We just don't like the space. Everybody, I mean, CNN could come down here proper. We wouldn't tell them to leave. I mean, there's no difference just because you have a smaller camera. I don't care.
Right.
Just be careful where you go. Okay, that's all we're trying to get at.
That's fine.
I have no problem you videotaping. There's no issue. We don't do anything wrong.
And that's what I told you earlier. I didn't have a problem with you videotaping.
Now, Sarge, am I free to go or am I being detained?
Until you give your name and